Hello, I'm here to explain more details about this hiring announcement. I have noticed na madaming teachers na bago pa lang and need like extra help in terms of going through the application process. So here I'm going to discuss some details on the parts of the hiring announcement. So for each applicant who's inquiring about this application, I always say to make sure that you comply to all the requirements posted. Okay, so what I mean is all of them, walang hindi kasali, because that will ensure that you will successfully complete the process and therefore have a higher possibility of getting hired. So here, let's start with this one at the top. So ayan, Tutoring is hiring. It is a legit company because I've been here for more than a year. So I can totally say that this is a legit company. It has its own website and platform. You don't need to learn how to um, navigate other platforms because they already have their own. They have their training as well on how to navigate their platform. So we have first position, working hours is flexible. Madaming nagtatanong about this. Ano daw yung time. So it's flexible. You can teach anytime that you like, as long as you fulfill the required number of teaching hours. Here um, we have 35 hours per week. As long as you fulfill the required teaching hours, which is 35 hours a week for full-time teachers, and then part-time is 15 hours a week. So this is the best thing about this. Uh, it's for audio class only. So for those who have experience, alam niyo naman how exhausting and extra, effort it is to have a video class because you would need to prepare a background, you would need to make sure that you're presentable, wear um, presentable clothes while teaching. But here, since it's just an audio class, um, you just need to, okay, so in here, you only need to use your voice in teaching, and of course, make sure that you have a quiet environment so as to not distract your students while having the class, and also for you to, be focused. Next, let's move on to the qualifications. You have to be 22 years old or above. So there is one teacher who asked about the age limit, and I don't think there is an age limit as long as you're 22 years old or above. Okay, next, good English grammar and pronunciation. This is very important because this will be strictly checked during your interview. So, if you're not yet confident, then you can still work on your grammar and pronunciation before starting the application. Next, you should be a college graduate. So it wasn't specified that you need to be an education graduate. So I think any courses will do as long as you are a college graduate and you have a diploma to prove that. Okay. And then apart from having your diploma, you should also have any kind of certificate that will prove that you are capable of teaching students. Like, what is it that you have? Do you have any trainings? Do you have any experience? So if you have an experience teaching English English online, then you should have a certificate of employment. Or if you don't have, you can also check for any TOEFL free TOEFL courses online or anything like that to prove that you are um, able. You have the ability to teach students if you're not an education graduate. Now we have here able to handle different levels of students, because here in this company you can encounter students who are very young, not so young, but like high school or teenagers, but also you can experience retirees. Okay, so that's the age um, the age range. Like, you can also experience retirees who would want to just practice their English skills because they want to travel, they want to go to different places, and they want to know how to speak and be able to communicate. And then experience in teaching OPIC and TOEIC is a plus. Actually, when I started in this company, I don't have any um, online teaching experience. So I don't also have TOEIC and OPIC. So it's just a plus. Okay, I don't know if there's any additional salary or anything like that, but it's a plus if you have trainings like that, maybe in other companies. Okay, now let's talk about the tasks. Okay, the tasks that you need to do for this work, for this position. First is to familiarize yourself with their own topic cards, because as I've said, they have their own platform, they have their own teaching materials as well, they have their own style. Therefore, it is your duty to familiarize yourself. So it's not going to be included in the training anymore, but it's very easy. You know, you just have to open your account and then mm, like read and read a lot of topic cards just for you to be familiar and be ready for these topic cards, because in this platform, um, the topic cards are possibly chosen by the students, or maybe suggested by the system. So you don't have the chance to preview the material before the class. So it's just presented to you right away. Okay, so at first it is a little bit challenging, but as you go through, you know, as you get familiar with more and more topic cards, it gets easier. And then leave well-written feedback. So this is a very important part of being a tutor here in this platform. You need to complete the feedback, because this one is really important for their students to see, like what you should, as a teacher, you should be able to point out their strengths and their weaknesses, what they need to improve more, what parts and which areas are they good already and just need to maintain those things. Okay, so as you go to the orientation, you will know what I am talking about. There are parts of their feedback as well, and you need to provide them as soon as you finish the lessons. Okay, next we have earnings. Of course, this is really an important part. You have to know the earnings. So this is a newbie friendly company. So um, you can get hired even without any teaching experience. And the earning starts at $3, 3 USD, and it can be as high as 6 USD. Now, how are you going to have the 6 USD earning? It depends on your performance. Okay, so actually there's a very uh, new policy. It's just applied last February, that depending on the number of hours that you've taught for the last 3 months, uh, that will determine your earning for the next month. So they have those sort of things, and I'm sure it will be explained in detail in the orientation as well. Now, we also have incentive hours, which means you'll receive extra pay if you're teaching on those peak hours. You know, those times are when they need more teachers to be online, so they give incentive hours for that. Now, aside from having random calls, you know, you can also have booking classes. So if your students like you, they can book classes with you to assure their schedule or to reserve your schedule. So we have student enrollee incentive. If students book for you, okay, I'm sorry, it should be called appointment incentives. So if students booked for you, you'll receive extra pay for that. And then with regards to the student enrollee incentive, if the student took their trial class with you and they've enrolled, um, you will receive extra pay for that. Okay, so that means that they're giving you credit for doing a great job in the trial class, and you are one of the reasons why they have an additional enrollee. Okay, so there's a note here. Earnings may change due to exchange fluctuations. The exchange rate of the payday will be applied. Okay, so depending on the exchange rate of USD to the Philippines, on that day, on the payday, that is the exchange rate that you will receive on the time of your salary. Okay, so next is system specification. This is also very important because um, there's no way that they will give you like consideration, okay, for each of them. So it is important to have all these things in your laptop or in your computer for you to get hired. Now, if you will be asking a question, how are they going to check? You will first have a technical check with their IT department, and they will use an application that you need to install so that they can go through your laptop. Okay, so you will know more about that for sure, but they can get to your laptop and, input some commands, and then with that, they will be able to check if your computer um, complies to all these system requirements. Now, if you don't, like, there's one thing that you cannot provide, like, for example, an 8 gig RAM, there's no way that they are going to let you pass. Okay, so what you need to do is to make sure that you have all these things first if you really wanted to get hired before having the application. Now, what will they do if you don't have at least just one? They will ask you to reschedule another technical check once that you have all these requirements. Okay, so if you can imagine, it's a waste of time, right? So if you will make sure that you have all these before applying, then it will be a smoother process. You wouldn't be wasting time. Now we have USB type headset. This is something that I've missed when I applied the first time because I didn't like pay attention to the idea of USB type. Okay, so I thought all headsets are the same, but then when you say USB type headset, the like end of your headset should be USB type. So we have also jack type, I think that's how it's called, jack type headset. So it's important you have USB type because again, they will be able to see that when they check, okay, your laptop. You should be able to show them that you have a good headset without like any disturbing noise if you have the technical check with them, okay? All right, I will not be showing anything or explaining anything with the benefits. I know you can read that. Let's go to the internet connection. So again, this is a big part of your application. You should be able to prove them that you have this strong internet connection. So how can you do that? I'll be showing you a video after this to show how you can make sure that you have this 10 Mbps download and 1 Mbps upload using Ookla, Korea, or Japan server. Also, only LAN connection is accepted. When you say LAN connection, it should be wired internet. Okay, so that's how they make sure that your internet connection is um, good enough to provide a good teaching and learning experience for their students. And then the last is 400 ms ping or lower on Korean Japan server. So again, this will be shown in the video after this. First, let's go to Ookla website and then take a speed test. You need to change the server to Korean or Japanese server. Any of them will do. Then start the speed test, remember you need to have at least 10 Mbps download and 1 Mbps upload if you're doing it in this international server. Let us see what the result will be. Okay, and also a ping of at least should be 400 ms ping or lower. Then so you will see that the result is fine because it resulted to 19.01 download, and the upload is going to be 3